Part 1: The Beginning and Early Struggles. Marie Curie, born Maria Skłodowska, was born into a poor family in Warsaw on November 7, 1867. She was the second of four children in the Skłodowski family, where life was difficult and challenging. Her father, Władysław Skłodowski, was a teacher of mathematics and physics, and he was the first person to inspire Mary and her siblings with a love for knowledge. Her mother, Bronislawa, was a devoted homemaker, but she too highly valued education and always encouraged her children to pursue learning. However, the Skłodowski family faced many hardships. From an early age, Mary displayed exceptional talent in her studies. She excelled in scientific subjects such as mathematics and physics, as well as in other cultural subjects like history and literature. She was also highly skilled in foreign languages, speaking French and German, which were common languages in the academic community at the time. However, behind her excellent academic achievements was a childhood filled with sorrow. When Mary was just 10 years old, her older sister Zofia passed away from an infectious disease, and shortly after, her mother also died from tuberculosis. These losses had a profound impact on Mary's heart, but also fueled her resolve to pursue knowledge as a means of overcoming pain and changing her fate. Despite the family's struggles, she continued her studies and kept her faith in education. In 1883, at the age of 15, Mary graduated from high school and became the top student in her class. However, this did not mean that her academic journey would become any easier. At this time, Poland was under the occupation of the Russian Empire. And the Russian authorities had policies that forbade women from attending official universities. They believed that women should only stay at home, be wives and mothers, and take care of the family. While scientific fields like physics and chemistry were considered to be exclusively for men. Women who sought knowledge were often seen as unusual and were ridiculed, rarely recognized, despite their exceptional talents. Despite these obstacles, Mary did not give up on her dream. After graduating from high school, she joined the Flying University, a secret educational organization for women in Poland. This was a place where women who wanted to pursue knowledge could access subjects like physics, mathematics, and chemistry. Which were forbidden by the Russian authorities. However, studying at Flying University was not easy, as she had to work as a tutor to support herself while studying under difficult conditions. The income from tutoring was very low, not enough to support the family. As life became increasingly difficult, Mary and her sister Bronislawa made an agreement. Mary would stay at home and continue to study while tutoring to earn money for the family, while Bronislawa would study medicine in Paris. Once Bronislawa stabilized her life, she would help Mary fulfill her dream of studying in Paris. This agreement marked a turning point in Mary's academic journey. At the age of 24, in 1891, Mary decided to leave Poland and set off for Paris to pursue her dream of studying at the Sorbonne. One of the most prestigious universities in Europe at the time. Although her sister's family in Paris was very welcoming and invited her to stay with them. Their house was an hour's carriage ride from the university, which not only wasted a lot of Mary's time but also increased her living expenses. Therefore, Mary decided to live in the Latin Quarter, where many students and artists lived, to save on costs and be closer to the university. Life in Paris was not easy. Mary had to live in dire conditions, surviving only on bread and tea. She often wore old, tattered clothes and spent most of her meager income on books and study materials. Outside of class, she also tutored in the evening to make ends meet. However, this work did not bring in much income and was not enough to cover all of her expenses. Along with the intense academic pressure, Mary's health began to deteriorate. She fainted several times from exhaustion, but these hardships did not dampen her passion and determination to study. Mary soon realized that the knowledge base and the French she had learned in Poland were not enough to keep up with her classmates in Paris. Despite this, she did not let these difficulties defeat her. With perseverance and relentless study, Mary quickly caught up with her peers and even surpassed them. After 2 years of hard work, Marie Curie graduated as the top student in physics in 1893. This achievement marked the beginning of her successful yet challenging scientific career. Not stopping there, Mary decided to continue her studies and obtained a degree in mathematics in 1894. These outstanding accomplishments paved the way for her future scientific research, while also allowing her to establish herself in the male-dominated world of science. Mary's journey was not just about intellectual achievement, but also a testament to her resilience, overcoming all obstacles to achieve her dreams. Part 2: Key Milestones and Great Discoveries. When Marie Curie arrived in Paris in 1891, she did not just step into a strange city. But also began her journey to establish herself in a world of science where women had little to no place. Financial hardships, material shortages, and even skepticism from society did not stop her. With a burning passion and determination, Marie overcame it all, beginning her scientific career at the Sorbonne University. Struggles in education. Upon arriving in Paris, Marie began studying at the Sorbonne, where she had to confront the lack of foundational knowledge, particularly in French. Although she had a solid educational foundation from Poland, studying at a university filled with male students and famous professors was a major challenge for her. Especially, the subjects at the Sorbonne had high academic requirements, and Marie couldn't easily integrate at first. However, with tireless perseverance, Marie gradually caught up with her classmates and eventually surpassed them. She wasn't just an outstanding student, she was also highly respected by her professors and peers for her relentless pursuit of knowledge. Indeed, in 1893, after 2 years of hard work, Marie graduated top of her class in physics, marking the beginning of her promising research career. Achieving this success made Marie not only proud her family, but also shocked the scientific community. Meeting Pierre Curie. Marie's scientific and romantic journey began with a chance meeting with Pierre Curie, a renowned French physicist. This meeting was not only a coincidence but also a crucial turning point in her life. Pierre Curie was a well-known scientist who had made significant contributions to the field of physics, particularly in the study of magnetism. Upon hearing about Marie's work, he was very impressed and proposed collaborating with her. The relationship between Marie and Pierre Curie was built not only on love but also on mutual dedication to their scientific work. The two quickly became ideal partners in scientific research. Pierre was not only an ideal spouse but also a critical supporter of Marie's academic career. Despite challenges, they always stood by each other, helping each other advance in their work. In 1895, after a period of collaboration, Pierre proposed to Marie, and they married that same year in a modest ceremony. From then on, the Curies began their shared scientific journey, particularly focusing on the study of radioactivity, a field still unexplored. Discovering radioactivity. Marie and Pierre Curie embarked on studying radioactive rays after reading about the research of physicist Henry Becquerel. He discovered the phenomenon of uranium-emitting rays without external influence, such as light. This discovery fascinated Marie and Pierre, leading them to further explore the phenomenon. During their research, Marie discovered that some minerals containing uranium emitted much higher levels of radiation compared to pure uranium. This led her to believe that there might be other unknown elements contributing to this radiation phenomenon. This was a groundbreaking hypothesis, but it also met with skepticism in the scientific community. Undeterred, the Curies continued their research to uncover new elements. They crushed uranium-bearing minerals and used chemical separation methods to isolate these elements. After months of relentless work in the laboratory, they discovered a new element that was 33 times more radioactive than uranium. And they named it polonium, after Marie's homeland, Poland. However, the story did not end there. While continuing their research, they discovered another element, even more radioactive than polonium, but in extremely small quantities. After years of tireless effort, in 1898, they published their findings on a new element and named it radium. From the word radius, symbolizing the bright rays this element emitted. The challenge and success with radium. The discovery of radium marked a new era in science, both in theoretical and practical applications. However, the process of researching and extracting radium was not easy. Uranium-bearing minerals were expensive, and Marie had to find a way to buy these minerals cheaply from factories that accepted selling them as waste after separating the uranium. Marie and Pierre applied meticulous chemical separation methods, grinding each batch of 20 kilograms of ore, dissolving, filtering, and crystallizing repeatedly to obtain a small amount of radium. They worked relentlessly in a chaotic laboratory environment, their health being severely affected by direct exposure to radiation, which they did not fully understand at the time. The price of this effort was not only physical exhaustion but also their health, as both began to show signs of radiation poisoning. Nevertheless, in 1902, after years of hard work, Marie Curie succeeded in isolating pure radium. This achievement was not only a monumental step in science but also laid the foundation for future advancements in radiation research. Nobel Prize in Physics 1903 and recognition. In 1903, Marie Curie, along with Pierre Curie and Henri Becquerel, received the Nobel Prize in Physics for their groundbreaking work on radioactivity. However, initially, the Nobel Prize was only awarded to Pierre and Becquerel, as the scientific community at the time did not believe that a woman could have such significant contributions. But thanks to Pierre's insistence, Marie's name was eventually included. However, this was just the beginning, and many challenges still lay ahead. Marie became the first woman in history to win the Nobel Prize, breaking the gender barriers in. Although Marie's scientific career was at its peak, she still faced many challenges. Despite receiving the Nobel Prize, she was still treated unfairly due to her gender and was not accepted into prominent scientific institutions. Nevertheless, she did not let this discrimination diminish her spirit and continued to devote herself to science.